Damn you, OBS. I was reading! I'm not gonna find that page anymore. That was embarrassing. I'm glad you were here to tell me that I was muted, because I would have talked for hours on my own to nobody. Mind you, as a streamer, you kind of get used to that. As a small streamer, there's thousands of Mongolians at a pro-democracy rally in Ulaanbaatar. A sound alert wouldn't have gotten my attention. There's some nerd who had questionable sleeping practices. Oh! Denmark, the Netherlands. I remember Denmark. When it was in the Netherlands. Now I changed some headphones just for a moment. Even while OBS is off, it may happen that OBS forgets my favorite microphone. Why? Why? This thing is always plugged in the exact same USB port, always and forever. And it has its own on-off. There is no reason for... And an OBS just decides to change it to... Well, I guess I could set it to default, but like... My OBS is a tangled mess of scripts and scenes and whatever. I'm planning to, like... very, very much simplify it, I think. Probably gonna get rid of most drops and commands and all that nonsense as well. Anyway, welcome to the show. What I was saying while muted, while only like Mrs. Bob could hear me through a couple of doors, is this game, this weird strategy game, based on a documentary and a book. It has a scenario editor. And If I'm gonna do a video about the game, I need to at least have some footage of the editor. I had initially thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you made a scenario for the game, right? And that was like, I sometimes have these ambitions when I come up with video concepts of like what I could do with unlimited resources and time. Would it be cool if I made a scenario for the game? Yes. Is the game interesting enough? Do I have enough time, interest, energy, soul to do it? No, I don't think so. Or at least gonna take a look at it. And, believe it or not, the game received a sequel. The game received a sequel, a follow-up, or whatever. And I could probably try to play that game also for like 2 or 3 streams. And get a good insight into it, and then learn all kinds of stuff, and be like, oh wow, this is a video about 2 games. But from what I can tell, other than the user interface changing and all this stuff, essentially it does the same thing, and you know, it just doesn't hit the same twice. Obviously it'll be in the video, but it just doesn't hit the same twice. So I'm not expecting to put too much time into it, quite frankly. What else are we doing today? Depending on how it goes, like, I don't know how much footage I'm gonna get. I'm gonna run through the manual a little bit. I'm gonna launch the apps. There's 3 apps involved in the editor. That probably won't be more than an hour. And playing the sequel, I'm gonna try to give it a shot, but like from what I could tell, the help function doesn't work, and I don't have like a 100-page paper manual for it, and so we'll see how far I get through it. But that one also has a scenario editor. I do want to get some footage of that also. You know, I want to at least have enough of an understanding of, like, does it improve on the previous game in any meaningful manner? Right. I doubt it. But who knows? Also, let me just finish my tea. Also, before we get started, look what I picked up today. Just unplug it. Look what I picked up today. Creative. Does it say Zen anywhere? No. It says micro there. So this thing, believe it or not, one, I paid 11 euros for it in total, including shipping. It came with 2 batteries, presumably both of which are like dead. But you know, they still sell these on Amazon. And it came with like this belt clip thing, but like, I think this is supposed to clip into something else. So this is just a complete waste. For me, at least. So this came out in 2004. It has a tiny little hard disk in it. It has micro, not a micro, mini USB. I don't know if the batteries can charge from this, or if they even will. I'm like trying to get them to charge. The back cover is a little broken as well. Oh, I see. That's why it's being annoying. Because these clips. This thing is more than 20 years old. Yeah, that's fine. It's kind of pretty. It turns on. Let me see if I can... Is there a way for me to do this a little more organized? Yeah, I think so. If I use my... if I use my... my... Yeah, hold on. If I... this dusty... this dusty external CD drive as a USB hub, then maybe I can get a little bit more extension to it so I can show it on camera properly. Come on now. Come on. Oh god, USB. There we go. Hi, totally fries. So, this is the Creative Zen Micro from 2004. Up to 6 gigabytes of storage in one handy little device. It is quite little. I thought originally when I saw this, I thought this would be iPod sized, right? But it is I guess not iPod Nano, somewhere between iPod Nano and iPod Micro. Now, if I plug...
Exclamation. Distinguished this has resubscribed to the BOBSTREAM and has been a subscriber for 6 months.
Thank you, Disty.
I found the button.
You found a button. I'm happy. My god. Stop falling. Okay. Will it turn on? Come on now. You were doing okay before. Oh, there's no battery in it. I think it doesn't turn on without the battery in it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you almost saw it. You almost saw it. Oh. It's a bit of a geriatric device. You gotta give it a chance. I saw light! There was light before! Let me just try it without the CD player. Doesn't matter. None of this matters, by the way. I'll tell you in a minute why it doesn't matter. Well, that's one reason why it doesn't matter. It was working before. Having a little bit of performance anxiety now. There we go. Look! It kind of turns on. The problem is, it turns on. Obviously the batteries aren't holding a charge. One of them might be a little better than the others. It turns on, right? It has a cool, like, blue underglow. This is like a touch screen, all of this. No, it doesn't. Before it was making noise when I would touch the buttons, but it shows nothing, right? It shows nothing. It shows the logo, and if I'm lucky, I can do this. I need to be a little extra dexterous for this. able to do it before. Hold on, let me turn this light off. See it a little better. I can get into, like, the boot menu. You were showing it before, and now you're all fucked up. I'm wasting so much time doing this. I'm supposed to be doing important things. There we go. But it fades for some reason now, and now I can't. Whatever. I can get into the recovery mode. You can very faintly see it. I don't know why it doesn't show it better. Would the other battery do better with that? Now for some reason you're not working, when you were the one that was working before. Holding like a second of charge. Why won't you do it now? All right. So this battery, and it turns the screen off. I can get into recovery mode. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see it. Look, recovery mode. So the thing about recovery mode is you can clean up, which I guess does like does what? Defragmenting or whatever. You can format it. Okay. You can reboot, and you can reload firmware. Now, when it says reload firmware, when you do that, oh, now it died. That's fine. When you say reload firmware, it erases the firmware and then expects you to basically run a firmware upgrader from like Windows XP. So the problem with this thing, other than that the batteries are 20 years old and dead as fuck, the problem with this thing is it doesn't have any firmware. It has the recovery firmware and that's it. And why won't you... Why won't you try to charge now? You were trying to charge before. I was going to try to charge it for a really long time and see if that made a difference. I'm very annoyed and confused. There we go. I'm just going to keep it on the charge, because I tried to see if I could do the firmware updater in a Windows XP virtual machine, but none of it matters. None of it matters. Obviously, it would be cool if it worked, but the reason I got it is because I want to base the MP3 player in the Aruba game off of it, and I thought for €10 shipped, might as well. What I have learned is that it's maybe a little smaller than I would like. It comes in lots of like colorful versions. That this one is black, unfortunately. I think I want mine to be more colorful, and it has like a touch interface. Like the play and backwards and forwards buttons are all just touch. It's a touchpad, and then there's like an up and down scrolling sliding thing. I don't think I want that. I think for in the game, I'd rather have like a full thing. But you know, even though I paid nothing for it, I'm a little disappointed. I'm just a little disappointed. Because it would be cool if I paid nothing for it and it worked flawlessly out of the box. But, if I can get the firmware to work, if I can get it to be recognized in the Windows XP, I could try it on my real hardware Windows XP machine. If I can do that, then what I could do is, hey Nick, you're missing out. You're missing out. All things are done with purpose. But if I can get the firmware to work, then I can get either a compact flash or an SD to compact flash adapter. Get the tiny little hard disk out, and what else could I do? Get a new battery. And then I'll have a neat little thingy. Assuming I can charge it from just like regular USB. I think so, right? This thing can charge. This thing is USB 3. I see no reason why I would need like an actual proprietary charger. Look how cute it is. Look how cute it is. This is what it's gonna look like in the game. It's gonna be like, whoop, it's gonna pop up. And you're gonna have a little hand graphic and a little thumb that animates. I'm like looking at the screen too, and I'm thinking, there's like I don't know if it's animated in or if it's the LCD, but there's like a kind of ghosting effect that feels very nice. Anyway, all of this time wasted. All these MP3 players will be Tears in Rain or some shit. Okay. Who's ready to start? We have desktop on? We have desktop on. So this is the folder for A Force More Powerful. And what's funny is everything is just exposed. Here's all the sound effects. Is there music? No separate music. There's a theme. I should put that in. Hold on. I should put that in my my notes. It is stream notes. 20426. Hi, Awfulin. And sounds folder has. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Those are the things I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to be kind in greeting everyone in, but my mind was so focused on finishing a single sentence as a theme song in it. So I guess it does have music. Window open.wav. City tiles. Yeah, these are all like 3D things. Supposedly, this is Gamebryo? I don't know if that's true. Open with. Notepad++, please. No, this is strings. Open with. Okay, that's nothing. Credits. Senior advisor, original music. Mouse sound system. I just want to know if it has Gamebryo in it. Report.html. Nope. I wouldn't be able to recognize. Here's the PDFs. The player's guide. 125 pages. When I was like playing the game, I was mostly looking at this chart to figure out what to do. One hell of a chart. It didn't help much, to be quite honest. Wait, why do I have VirtualBox open? Have I been successfully radicalized by the abandonware? I was there way before. So this is okay. So that was the guide. So okay, hold on. This is the guide to the game. Yeah? This is the guide to the game. It is 125 pages. Yeah? Okay. So that's a lot of reading material. Okay, now say you want to use the editor. The editor is 65 pages long. The editor guide alone is 65 pages long. And I always like this little bit here. Although a force more powerful aims to impart the values and techniques of strategic thinking for individuals participating in or leading non-violent movements against oppressive opponents, it does not guarantee real-world results. Life is very complicated and circumstances in the real world are difficult, even in the best of times, to anticipate and can change rapidly. Thus, no training tool can simulate these circumstances fully. Please keep this in mind when playing a force more powerful, and know that the results you receive during play may not be the same results you receive if and when you apply these methods to a real movement. And then how to uninstall. So the editor is composed out of 3 parts. Just like the game has several maps. You have a city map, and you have a country map. And the city map is this little 3D environment, and the country map is just a bitmap with some areas designated. And then you have the full scenario editor. So, if I go to the editors, see, I have scenario editor, national map editor, city editor. So city editor is maybe the most interesting because it's 3D. Right? It's 3-dimensional, baby! Wowie wowie! It's not very intuitive. Can I open from the scenarios? I wonder? If we go to AFMP. Hi, Jujo. City tiles default. No, this is the objects. Scenarios. Eternal vigilance. I don't know if it's still loading. Yeah. I saw my little baby niece today, just a couple of hours ago. She was adorable. 100% adorable. What I love is her dad was like, yeah, she's been very fussy all day. We arrive, not even a little bit of fuss. Just smiles and drool. Yeah, okay, I've like crashed. Not crashed it, but like not responding. I don't know if we can load up. Why does it stay like this size? It's because I'm on an ultra-wide monitor, so it launches in like an ultra-wide windowed mode. It's annoying, isn't it? But you have tiles. Green space. I don't know how to place anything. Statistics window. Base tile window. Tile plug tile window. Yeah, this is... I'm planning a video, yes. It might be my biggest video of the year. Because some of the things I've discovered about this game are a little crazy. A little kooky. Executive estate. Do I need to do new? Am I crashing it now again? A lay file for each city in the scenario. Yeah, I think. See, I don't want to. I'm not gonna make anything out of scratch. What I want to do is just open up the things that are already there and then play around with them a little. Oh, are you now pre-crashed? You're pre-crashed. All right. I'm thankful that the game has such a fascinating history because it wasn't particularly joyful to play. Okay, you won't open Rada, bringing down a dictator. Roka. Hey, here we go. Well, almost. I'll give it a minute. I'll give it a minute. How about that? We'll just give it some time. I get the feeling... I get the feeling with these, like, in-depth, customized editors, the developers for this had a lot of budget. That's what I'll write down. Separate, in-depth, custom editors. The devs got a lot of budget. Yeah, those CIA slush funds. Most of them go to Call of Duty or whatever. But sometimes they go to something a little more interesting. This has a date code on it. You let the computer beach ball until it was good and ready. That's true. I had that with Wild Wild West. The date code is all letters, so I don't know how I'd be able to. I had that with Wild Wild West when I was forced to put the forced to use the actual CD in the virtual machine. And it was so strange that it was like loading. It took time to load. Well, we might not get anything out of the city editor, unfortunately. I'm trying my best. Version 1. Maybe that's bad? Let's try another one. It could be because I upgraded the game. The problem is, if nothing happens on screen, then the entertainment of the stream has to come from me. I just have to come up with shit. I don't have anything to come up with because I'm very tired. Does it say anything? Like, generate a lay file. Architects.ca file. Oh god, you have to make all these files. National map editor. This is also important. I'm recording this for the video. Scrolling through the document. Transportation networks. See, the thing is, I might want to ask a friend of mine who is better at, or more adept, more experienced with strategy games to give this game a couple of hours. Because I would like to know. Is it good? Not something I can judge. Plug tiles can only be put in road tiles. Therefore, when building your city, make sure you put in enough road tiles to accommodate as many plug tiles as you want to put in. Right, because the cities have zones too. It's not responding. Well, I'm gonna try one more thing. This also required Wine D3D stuff to actually make it work. Otherwise, it would crash on Windows 11. So I need to make a road. Road. I had this working at some point. Pillar tiles. Toggle place tile window. Edit properties. You can add color. No right click. About gives me nothing. Directories. Oh. That's fine. Properties, we were there already. Statistics window. We're running at about 2500 frames per second. That's pretty sick. Toggle plug tile window. Toggle place tile window. Well, the health doesn't give me anything. Oh, hold on. Placement mode. Hey. 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 We're placing stuff. Look at that. Wowie zowie. Offices upscale. Ministry. That's just okay. That's where James Bond lives. Residential upscale. Prison. Shops. Can I turn? Toggle graffiti on selected tile. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that there was that detail. How do I move? Let's rotate. That's several layers of detail. Little hand. Translate mode. I said translate mode. Okay. Oh no, that crashed it. Ugh. My beautiful city is gone. Okay, I wanna take a look at the options now, since I've figured some of them out. Placement mode. Right? This was placement mode. Neighborhood mode. Okay, so now you aren't working because I need to set at least one road. Weird. Newspaper. Newspaper. Here you can label them. I can't change anything. And an embassy. Green space. post-turn. Any chance you'll talk to the developers involved? Certainly the goal. It is the goal. It is the idea. Docs. I've reached out to developers for another video I'm currently working on. What was the graffiti mode? Where did I get that option? Translate mode, rotate mode, zoom mode, I think select mode. If I select you, a rotate mode just rotates the camera. Right. And translate mode crashes! Shit. Like I said, this is going to be a very in-depth video. Because the story of the game is far more interesting than the game itself. So I want that story to be accurate. Oh, you're still good? No, you're crashed. This is you know, I'm probably gonna tell this story in the video, but this is literally a thrift store find. Literally just browsing through some old CD-ROMs and I find this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because when you look at a game, and the back is like this, York Zimmerman Inc., an international center on nonviolent conflict, and there's no barcode? Something going on. Something going on. You're not placement mode, you're placement mode. Factory. Offices. River shift. Now you. Graffiti. Normal. Dilapidated. See, there's some interesting stuff going on here. I just wish I could move the camera without crashing the game. That's remove object. Graffiti. This is dilapidated. This is destroyed. I didn't know shit could be destroyed. That's cool. I love destroying shit. All right. Well, that's the city editor. City editor. Write it down. City editor crashes a bunch, but showed me structures can get graffiti and become dilapidated, however you write that, and or destroyed, which is cool, I guess. Never went far enough into the game to figure that out. And the other is the National Map Editor, which is a little more... There's a little bit more stuff going on, I guess. Can I resize you? I can't resize you. New country. So you can load a background image. I could do something funny here. Oh, it only loads bitmap files. Okay. Can I open something from the game? Scenarios. Justice on the waterfront. Yeah, okay. Oh, I can. Oh! No, don't full screen. This is a city editor. It's very in-depth. Foreground image. Add a country or regional border. You can add borders. You can modify regions. Alien Bob Bington. Shit. I control F? No. Clear all regions? No, don't want that. Clear tagged region. Tag country border. Interactive map feature. Oh, that's a feature that you can add, right? Primary road, secondary road, sea lane, railroad. About. Border. But how do I delete? Delete. Select object. Delete. Okay. That's not particularly intuitive. Regions. Country name. Country border. Add city. You can add a large city. Need a texture for the icon. Type of feature. Livestock ranch. What features do we have? Capital city, medium city, large city, village, livestock ranch, rice paddy, plantation, tree farm, labor camp, military base, prison, power plants, mine, logging, oil well, refinery, insurgent camp, refugee camp, rural clinic, airport, border crossing, bridge, railroad crossing, junction, mountain pass. Can I just select and can I modify you? Yes. Does this map feature have a 3D city map? Does disrupting this map feature affect travel? Add a sea lane. So how do I add a sea lane? No, that's background image. Oops. Interactive map feature. There, no more national borders. We have become free. Ah, you make that the border. I see. Clear all regions. Modify a region. Color the region. What's the purpose of a foreground image? And how do I clear the foreground image? Oh, here we go. Unload foreground image. Right, interesting. So that is that. Sorry, that is the national map. Not much more to say about that. You know, you can set borders and points of interest. National map editor. Load a bitmap. Set bitmap. Set border, regions, roads, points of interest. / interactive map features. Not much more to that. We don't need to save. I do want to maybe see another one, actually. Let's see what else they got. We're done with the war. Oh, that's the one from the... That's the one in the manual. Yeah. I don't think there's anything particularly special here. What is this zone? Or these are roads, so this is like a sea lane. Canadian suffrage doesn't have one. The weight of tradition doesn't have one. Unwelcome guest. Lithuania! Wait, I lost something. I'm wondering if the MP3 player is actually charging at all. I doubt it. I'm gonna have to invest like 30 bucks into it to actually make it work. I could probably still sell it for a profit. But I won't. It's a prop. Okay, so that's the map editor, the national map editor. And then last but not least, there's the scenario editor. The scenario editor is not a looker. Because it'd be like scenario title ends in a couple of days. You have to load the national map. You can have a city-only scenario. Background and goal. Oh god, you have to do so much typing. Zzz. To the degree required by the user for proper decision making in the scenario, background text should include information on the following topics. Checkboxes are provided so you can check off topics as you complete them. The game asks the player to do a lot of the heavy lifting themselves. Write the goal that the player will use to create and guide his or her strategy. The clearest goal will be short and unambiguous. Inflation, very high. Policies. Status quo. Unrestricted religious freedom. Women's rights to have equality. No xenophobia. Total separation of religion and state. Ethnic and racial discrimination. Absolutely unacceptable. We have created utopia. Oh wait, economics. Land ownership, universal. I don't know about monetary policy. I don't know enough. Taxes. Satisfactory to vast majority, whatever that means. I honestly have to question if anyone has ever actually used this thing. First, enter the name of the religions and ethnicities that will appear in the scenario. Next, set the attitude that each entity below holds for all the others. If admire detest is selected where the row and column for ethnicity 1 and religion 1 intersect, it means that ethnicity 1 admires religion 1, but religion 1 detests ethnicity 1. Has anyone seen the movie Sinners by any chance? Very good film. Map features, alliances, the regime, the movement. You can have a little icon.
That ain't right.
What's that? A little scarab? Oh, the furries are a faction. Manifesto. Oh my god. The movement. These are determined by the Alliance's member groups and characters and cannot be edited here. That's here. And you have to create all the characters? Oh, look at all their faces. Wait, you have more faces, right? Or are you... Right, test. Add. Can I now? Yes. Look at all the beautiful people in this game. I remember that guy. Is that George W? He's got that mischievous look in his eyes. This game came out in 2005, 2006. Look at that guy. Beautiful. Bunch of cops. Bunch of dudes. A very angry nun. Various religious figures. Christ. Tactics. These are all the tactics we can have. Mass execution. I believe genocide was one. Ethnic cleansing is one, yeah. And objectives, you add those yourself. I'm still like confused. Oh, look, you need to have... You need to write in Lua. Oh my god. Wait, so Lua? Scenarios. Okay, so one scenario editor gives you access to everything and is super complex, and to actually have goals work, they need to be scripted in Lua. Regime is 0, movement is 1, unaligned is 2, function objective. Gain allegiance of Businessmen's Association. If AFMP get group allegiance, Businessmen's Association movement is 1. Then complete objective, gain allegiance of Businessmen's Association. And return end. Function reward. Global change, women for change, all enthusiasm 1. Oh shit. I want you to open in this. Raise 40 money. Jeez. I don't think anyone has ever done this. I really have to wonder if anyone has ever put in the effort to make custom scenarios. See, there's just something about this game and the people who funded it. The people who would get quotes from Jimmy Carter and John McCain and whoever the hell William F. Schultz is. Executive Director of Amnesty International, USA. And what did Elie Wiesel win the Nobel Prize for? There's something sinister going on here. There's something that makes me go like... Like, the money was spent. The money was spent on this, whatever it was. I mean, according to Wikipedia... a force more powerful. They weren't shy about it. The game's budget was 13 million. Oh, this is newspapers.com. I'm not going to be able to access this. Am I? Yes, I am. I get 1 of 5 free articles. Hallelujah. As good as it is, Food Force wouldn't have been viable as a commercial release, says Ben Sawyer, co-director of the Serious Games Initiative in Washington. If the World Food Program tried to box up its game and sell it in stores, it would tank miserably, he says. The reason it works is it's reasonably good and it's free. Thanks to its government-funded budget, America's Army is one of the few serious games to approach the quality of a commercial release. Now, America's Army is like beyond sinister, just straight up evil, right? Another big budget game, A Force More Powerful, costs $3 million. It teaches players how to peacefully oust oppressive leaders. The game isn't trying to compete with Grand Theft Auto or World of Warcraft. It's designed to engage players using a language they already understand. This says nothing else about the game, so I don't know how useful it actually is. But there's something sinister. Okay. So, that is everything we're gonna see about A Force More Powerful. That is enough footage and knowledge I have for a video. But the game got a sequel because this game used an old ass engine that sucked and required Direct 3D by the year people power. For some reason, this game has its own Wikipedia page. By the year 2010. I think for fucking Windows Vista or whatever. And to be able to run on Mac and Linux also. They released a follow-up called People Power, the game of civil resistance. So this follow-up was released as a downloadable web game running on the Adobe Air platform. And I believe, if I recall, Adobe Air was basically a prepackaged version of a Flash game. So let's take a look at that. I can run it in Windows 10. Somehow. I just need to actually get it set up. Let's check this out. Wow! Look at that young lady screaming right at that cop. And this obvious stock photograph. Okay, now I need to go into my fucking Winamp, not Winamp, OBS, which is covered up by my thingy. What are we looking for? People Power. Generic audio. People Power. Shut Winamp off. It's very quiet. The game. Return desktop off. But I want it to look like this. I want to see the whole damn window. Okay. We good? We're good. How do I turn studio mode? Yes. Is it very quiet? Why is it so quiet? Game preferences. That count as music volume? No, sound effects doesn't have volume. Show tutorial. Show tutorial, please. No? Okay. Look, it's widescreen. New game. So now instead of 10 scenarios, people power, we get 4 scenarios. We have a Messian dictatorship 5.3, Bribery Coast 13.2, Quiet Question 12.4, Perennial Occupation 9.9. So let's just go with Bribery Coast. Fight against corruption in a small country in the tropics, visited by tourists and hurricanes. So it's not Aruba, because Aruba isn't really visited by hurricanes. Game settings. Tutorial. Can I get a tutorial? I don't know how deep I can go into this. Because I believe it's not made by the same people. There is someone, I think, who's in on both credit teams. Here's the volume. On both teams, but it's not the same company that actually developed it. So this is our headquarters. As you can see, this game does some stuff a little differently. But we have enthusiasm, fear, or info. Tyler Grange is the current leader of the opposition Peasants Party. He was a 2-term prime minister before 2002 when William Blatt and the Progressive Party swept a victory in the national elections. Grange is still an effective politician, but as he's grown older, he's become a bit angrier and tends to play things close to the vest. There are some within the party who would like to see Grange and some of the other old guards step aside to make room for the likes of Mark Churl and other young up-and-comers. What is even... Where am I even? What is going on? My momentum is 3. My people is 34. My money's $113. Time? Work hours, 136. Map. Hushtown. Shingle Reach. And the hills. Hushtown is the capital of Bribery Coast. So... what am I doing? This is save game. This is main menu. Calendar, networks, people and places, news, planner, conference room, bookshelf. Oh, hello. International Community Report. No foreign agents aligned with the movement. Let's see. Clicking help doesn't do anything. Unfortunately. People Power was created to help people understand the techniques and strategies involved in mounting a non-violent resistance campaign against an oppressor. I just want to know how I can get the tutorial running. Show tutorial! If I do new game now... override it. I'm not getting a tutorial. That's my planner. Tutorial messages. Cancel tutorial. It doesn't give me anything. Movement manifesto. Mission statement. Nothing. Establish an independent agency which will investigate cases of corruption in the government. Reduction and in some instances elimination of taxes for companies working in the tourist sector in order to attract more foreign investment. Agricultural subsidies, building regulations. Country information. Now it's too loud. The Barbary Coast is a tropical, traditionally agricultural country. In recent years, aggressive development along the coast has led to a growing urban population as people move in from the countryside looking for work. The Barbary Coast became a European colony in the late 17th century and finally gained its independence 200 years later. Over the last decade, several large hotel resorts have been built along the beach, and many people have moved to the coast to get jobs in the growing tourism industry. Today, approximately 40% of the population still lives inland in the rural villages, working the many orchards and farms, but the urban coastal population continues to grow. The current Prime Minister and his Progressive Party were elected to power in 2002, promising economic growth by passing legislation making foreign business development easier along the coast. The Progressives deliver on this promise, but have largely been unable to deal with the variety of problems related to the explosive urbanization this has caused. To cut government expenses, Blatt has cut farm subsidies, forcing many farmers and related laborers to move to the coast looking for work amidst increasing unemployment. Angry farmers attacked Cornelia Cotter, the Ministry of Agriculture, during her last visit to the countryside. The Barbary Coast had soft health and safety regulations to begin with, and even these are now ignored by the developers building the hotels and resorts along the coast thanks to the rampant corruption that is just as bad under Blatt's administration as it was under that of the previous Prime Minister. The administration before Blatt and his Progressives was that of Tyler Grange and his Peasants' Party, which was in power for 10 years. Subsidies, lost power, farmers, little benefit. Things are much worse for them now. Peasants' Party is looking pretty good to them. As such, the Peasants' Party is once again active in the countryside, campaigning against the Progressive government and calling for new elections. Meanwhile, the Barbary Coast citizens along the coast are equally unhappy but do not currently have any viable political options to turn to. Okay, but what do I want to do? There's no news items. There's no strategic notes. New hotel opened in Shingle Beach. This is making time pass, right? Next day. Wait, there's something on the calendar. That's just what happened. Theo Pub is a Hushtown police officer. He's a straight shooter without much of a sense of humor who's dedicated to his job. Alright. Groups. Progressive Party. Who am I? Regime is the William Blatt. The Progressive Party is the regime. Movement. The Concerned Citizens Alliance. The Concerned Citizens Alliance is an activist group formed by a variety of doctors, teachers, and similar professionals concerned about health and safety issues brought on by unrestrained urban growth along the coast. The Alliance believes that the country needs stricter administration of building regulations and the creation of an anti-corruption commission to put an end to the graft and cronyism that has continually plagued Barbarian governance for decades. And Alan Ford is our guy? Alan is a student of urbanism at Hushtown University. Alan is active in the Concerned Citizens Alliance with Bob Rock, but the two don't get along particularly well. What does Bob Rock look like? Oh, that looks like the main character of Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy. But, like, okay. Planner. New tactic. Build consensus. Agent. Alan Ford. Target. Bob Rock. Schedule. And that'll take a day. Active campaigns. Back Mark Churl. Help Mark Churl bring the Peasants' Party back into the movement. Suggestions. Distribute flyers. Okay, I like that. More confusing and the tutorial / help doesn't work, but I do like suggestions. Schedule. Agent, Concerned Citizens Alliance, target Hushtown. Schedule. Meet with group, Alan Ford. Schedule. Request new suggestions. Okay. The day has passed. Nothing has happened. How do I get back to, user reports? Oh god. Where do I leave this? Tactic results summaries. Build consensus. The other person is extremely impressed and changes their opinion on the issue, and their opinion of the person who persuaded them is increased as well. Well done, Alan Ford. I was gonna say Agent Ford. Map. Well, what is this? Movement report. Regime report. General pub. So these are reports. Like, where can I see that? Well, what else has happened? I still don't understand. It's the conference room, right? That's them. Okay. Mobilize neighborhood. Meet with Bob Rock is gonna meet with Theo Pub. What's on the calendar? No, that's not the calendar. That's people and places. That's networks. What's Alan Ford's network? Alan Ford, he doesn't know shit. Doesn't know anybody. Bill Coyote. Regime supporters enjoy the banquet. Tourism booming. What is this? Main menu. I don't want to go to the main menu right now. The regime succeeds in raising the public profile. See, this is why the kind of games I play usually involve a white girl with dreads and a high riding thong shooting like Uzis through a laser hallway. And distribution of flyers was halted because not any activists showed up and the materials were late. Unclean water plagues hospital. Safe, clean water was restored to the hospital by late the afternoon. No, that's fine. Wait, this is the news. This is the planner. I feel like, user interface-wise, I'm more confused than ever. I like the suggestions, because that means I don't have to think. Oh, this is nothing and nobody. Where's the calendar? This is the calendar. It's training then. And you can only skip one day at a time. Architect shortage impacts development. Also, to be clear, it's all Comic Sans. Regime cautions against instability. At a press conference today, Subject, speaking on behalf of the Blatt administration, issued a strongly worded statement in defense of Prime Minister Blatt and his policies. Citing numerous statistics at continuing economic growth across the whole country, Subject warned that this progress would be lost immediately if new regulations were imposed. Can I get a better, like, wait, movement report? There were charts, weren't there? Charts and graphs. I want graphs. Too much text. UI. Graphs are few and far between and hidden in sub-menus. This is news, okay. What's up? Regime issues a stern warning. For whatever reason, this statement by the regime on the bad things that could happen if they weren't in charge is taken seriously by the public. Okay, you know what? I want to load a different game. The Queet question. Fight against the ethnic discrimination of the Queets in Boerland. Perennian fight for freedom against the dictator in Amesia.
Assurance. Today is the day.
Hey, Red. How you doing, Red? Oh, you enjoyed it? Oh, that means I failed, because it was supposed to torture people. I'm glad you enjoyed it. A citizen organization has launched a movement in opposition to the continuing presidency of Caesar Marcon. The group's current information indicates that they seek to end Marcon's 20-year reign. How the movement plans to accomplish its goals remains to be seen. See, like AFMP has this focus on planning and setting goals before you even start. None of that in PP. I kind of miss that. That was kind of cool about a force more powerful is you had to plan. Strategist notes. Nothing. Oh, that's mine to add. Gotcha. Movement manifesto. Some citizens believe that Amesia cannot have real freedom until President Marcon resigns and has no position in American politics. Mission statement. Nothing. Given that the long era of Amesian depression ended only through the modest reforms won by the Amesian central bank, some citizens believe that if the central bank were fully independent from the central government, things would be even better in the country. Free and fair election. Okay. Bastion. Central plain of Amesia, the region of farms and small towns. Imagine living in a place called Trembling Sands. Or the Hammerfell Mountains. The Marcon regime has controlled the country of Amesia with an iron fist for 20 years. Groups. It's a lot of groups. Anne Kent is a political science student at the University of Amnesia in Greenbrier. An outgoing person. See, the thing is, this is all a user interface downgrade. I'm disappointed. Background 1, regions, features, text, all. Greenbrier. Oh, we talked about Trembling Sands. What does the viability number mean? What does work hours mean? What does momentum mean? Okay, I've seen enough. Let's take a look at the actual folder. Sorry. As you can see, gameapp.swift. It is in fact gameapp.swift. It is in fact a Flash file. Assets. Help. Look! There's help! But it won't launch properly. Help. Is there like an index? Tutorial. Okay. Doesn't teach me anything. Tutorial training. Help TOC. We have the table of contents. That's basically the manual, right? Strategist notes. Right, so the help files are HTML files in the folder. Basically, the manual, but I think they're supposed to be loaded in game. Oh well. What can you do? ¿Qué puedes hacer? Icons. Yep. Music. Yep. Sounds, of course, MP3. Meta-inf. Air. Wait, if I go to people power. Right, so there we have a scenario builder. Which, does that also have help? Yes. Home. Does that, does the scenario builder have... We're just gonna do it in here. I'm gonna put Winamp back on. Does scenario builder help work? Nope. Country information. History. Languages. Issues. Communities. I mean, it's nice that it's all in one central place. Advocates violence, but these are qualities. Nice that it's all contained in one app, but just like the game, it feels like basically just an interface for a spreadsheet. What does this mean? Pragmatism. Did these change? It's just a static image. It just looks like a bitmap. There's no way they've changed. The regime. Activation sets. Okay, so I can make this a little wider. Description. New town. Map color. Image. New town. New Tuan. Rocks. There's somewhere where I can draw the maps. Core group, secret police. Hostility, -62. Grow the movement. I guess but at least you don't have to like write Lua scripts anymore. How old is Lua anyway? Okay, end of game events. Conditions. Yeah, see, you can do that in the game. That's cool. Effects. Grow the movement. Tactics. Description. Requirements. Subject. Ensure the type of a subject. Source of a group. Movement momentum is at least 41. Needs. Fight the regime. Compared to the current turn is at least 1. Ensure the quality is exhibited. Push towards victory. Get out of prison. I guess that videos. The body of a movement activist was found this morning in a field just off of Rural Road. International contacts. Print shop. Oh, you can draw maps. What's this? Sorry, text. Features. Multi-select. Regions. Oh, check that shit out. You can draw maps. Oh, hello. Sorry about that, folks. How do I change the shape of the map? I can just draw lines. Right, but that makes more sense. How do I close you? Oh. Okay, I need to delete some stuff. Not enjoying this. Reset. Oh, undo. I just want to draw Dick. There's no more city view either. Time. There's no more city view. Alright, now I got footage of me drawing a dick. Well done, everybody. Paint fill. You can texture fill. Apparently. I don't know. Image 1. Delete. I think that's all we need. To be honest. I just don't have much more to add, you know? It's fundamentally the same game. It's a sequel that does essentially the same thing, but just streamlined and whatever, and what the original did wasn't that engaging outside of the central concept. So what are we gonna do now for the rest of the stream? Gonna have a little chat? Gonna just talk? Should I have had something planned? Maybe. Maybe. I have a couple of things I can do. One is... I have this little device now. Right? This thing needs firmware. I'd like to put some firmware on it. We're gonna see if we can make it work inside a virtual machine. And if not, maybe on my real Windows XP thing. And the other thing is I can continue on my jam entry. That's the other thing I can do. Or I can just quit. And I can just go to bed. That doesn't seem like a lot of fun. Does this thing show up in my, like, device manager at all? Creative Zen Micro. Yes, it does. We're just gonna do desktop mode because I don't need to select shit. Hold on. Actually, hold on. So I have some files. It's supposed to be, if I do this, it doesn't detect the device. Can't attach USB device. Is busy with a previous request. What does that mean? If I do it now. It says the same thing, even though it's not connected. What if we do it in VMware instead? I don't know if I have drag and drop in VMware. Do I have drag and drop in this? Up in this bitch? No. Movable devices. Connect. USB device is about to be, yeah. Found new hardware. Okay, so I had instructions. Oh, really? Hold on. Okay, so if we do the old trick, it didn't go into the boot menu. If I go to reload firmware now, which it won't let me, and it's like not enjoying what I'm doing to it at all. And I close chat accidentally. Ah!
My days were dull. Nothing new, nowhere to go. I had more than a girl to wish for, but still something was missing. What? I didn't know.
Who knew that if you buy a broken piece of crap off of Vinted that says it's broken,
So carefree.
that it would actually be broken?
He could make me real. When I saw you, when you were cruising in your car. Well, I was down. I was
Reload firmware.
insecure. It's magical.
Are you connected even?
Summer breeze bringing a change.
It says you can't connect and you're not doing anything anyway. I'm gonna turn you off. Maybe I can make you work from here. Zen Micro, Reddit.
My days were changing. Excitements
AB3
I never knew riding with you
0.1
so much wonder.
.exe.
Everything a surprise. Your beautiful machine never slows, never stops. This was real, I knew. My life was turning real. You have no clue how long I've waited for this time. Life was a bore till you pulled me out of bed. Mysterious as we ride, I foresee we will never stop till we get to somewhere unexplored. Someday it's destiny that we met. It's a thrill I was looking for. No one else could lighten up my heart this way.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought that would work. And now my camera. Ugh. Let's try it in VMware again.
Drips and curves on
Shouldn't have closed it.
driving shows me wonders never seen before. So endlessly
VMware workstation drag and drop. Need to enable it. Virtual appliance. Oh. VMware tools. Did I have VMware tools?
I saw you when you were cruising in your car. Well, I was down, I was all lost and insecure.
There we go.
It's magical, you
We have VMware tools.
summer breeze bringing a change of fate.
What does that mean?
Tried to ask me for a ride.
Okay, hold on.
It's destiny
The creative.
it's a thrill I was looking for. No one else could lighten up my heart this way.
Control on these. My devices, hard disk, whatever. Message log. Santageddon. No, we didn't click on Santageddon. We already tried Santageddon. Can I just drag and drop now? Yes, okay. Okay. Make a folder. Zen Micro stuff. Let's try to see if we can turn this thing on. Yes. Connect to the host. Connect to a virtual machine. You. Okay. Found this in micro. Right. Now which were the drivers? JB3 2.01. Please reconnect device. Okay, we can do that. On the list right now. Thought this would be so much simpler. Yes, connect to virtual machine. Are you connected? Yeah, check it out. Creative Zen Mini or Micro, whatever. It's not connected, but it reset. Doing something. It's boot looping. Not a good sign, is it? Okay. Are we connected now? We're connected now. We're halfway there. I don't know why I closed the folder. If we now go to reload firmware. Come on. We do it from here. I have a feeling this isn't gonna do it. Make sure you have firmware update ready, but don't click language bit yet. Leave the mouse hovering over the language selection. No dice. We have some amount of battery life, which is interesting. Shit. Alright, so as soon as it flashes up, really on firmware, click the language button. Oh, but it has to finish it. It has to finish erasing the firmware, but I don't know if it actually does that, because last time I let it sit on that for a few minutes. it's the most entertaining stream in the fucking world. I don't know what I'm gonna play next, by the way. I have no idea. A surprise. I have. So the next video is still going to be plenty of work, because I thought it was going to be a quick one, and then I discovered some information, and then that makes it less likely to be a quick one. I have something, and then the Force More Powerful is like, that's going to be a bit after that. And then after that, I might have something, an idea for something in the summer. But after that, I don't know. And the Ridge Racer video was probably my largest bomb ever. It's not particularly inspiring to make me go like, yeah. Because sometimes when I have a video that, but by that I mean, when I have a video that does good numbers, that gives me a lot of external motivation to like quickly start work on another one or whatever. Right? When I had the what was it? The Phoenix Games one was kind of a hit. That made me want to get another one out before the end of the year. The Desperate Housewives one was good. That made me want to do a follow-up where I did the story, that kind of shit. That ain't happening with Ridge Racer. I wasn't expecting much, but it's well below those expectations. Like, YouTube just fucking hates it. Which, you know, on the one hand is demoralizing, but the actual reception of the video by people has been great. So, hi John. The actual reception by people has been great. And that is then moralizing again, because that's really what it's about, is resonating with people. It just says erasing firmware. How long can this tiny thing's firmware take to erase? Right, Zen Micro erasing firmware. If it's completely fucked, then that is sad. I'm just reading like forum. It should show up in the device manager. What I find weird is that it's behaving differently depending on which battery you put into it. And that seems to me like it would make no sense. Let me just restart this speed. Restart the virtual machine. I don't understand how a device that is released could be on version 0.056. Reboot. Uh-huh. You're connected. I think this thing might be fucked. Can I turn you off? Okay, I've disconnected you. I'm gonna install this, whatever this is. Your vision of... Use these older drivers. I'm gonna restart, actually, because this is old computer shit. I don't know, maybe on this older firmware, older drivers is what it wants, right? You're connected. Does not seem to be it. I'm gonna try in VirtualBox one more time. And if not, then I'll just leave it. Yeah, you're actually connected. Okay. And you disconnect for some reason. Shit. Then micro stuff. Why do you disconnect? Wah! Now you don't want to attach at all. Don't disconnect. Come on, you're so cool. No, you're not just not connecting at all, are you? Just refusing entirely. Okay, let's restart. Wonder, do I bother like trying to start up my real hardware machine? It's only it's we're only 2 hours into the stream, right? So it's not a very long time. Do you think it could be a cable problem? We have another mini cable. Well, one, you especially don't like connecting, so we're not having any success. We're gonna go back to VMware. But I'm gonna go... I think I have a mini USB cable attached to the PS3, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna get that one. Alright. You green. You green? You green. Let's try. That's the one I got. That's successfully charged. What else do I have that's mini USB then? I think I have like a, it might be like a Raspberry Pi charger or something. It does show a slightly different icon, but I think that's just that the battery has a little bit of charge in it. Not even loading now. Not even launching now? Need to install the new driver again. Oh, that's interesting. I was actually getting like a low battery message. And don't send. Close. End. Let's try the newer drivers again, because older drivers clearly didn't make a difference. Why are you taking so long to load now? Player cannot start up properly. Please reboot your player and run this application again. That's a different message, isn't it? Oh! Oh, it might just be a battery thing. Because I'm actually getting... Oh! Oh! It's fine! It just needs more charge. It's in Italian. I got it from Italy. But I want to, yes, I want... Oh! I want to upgrade the firmware because... it's funny because when I did erase firmware in the recovery mode, it didn't even do that. But I want to upgrade the firmware because... that's what I need to make it drag and drop, I believe. Because otherwise I need to use like the creative software and shit. This would make it actually a functional... Let's see what's on here. There's one song. Check this out. Check this out. Menu. Does menu get me anywhere? Volume. The screen isn't perfect. There's like some stripes. That might be solved with a little solder. John! Okay, let's not let it die again. Upgrade. Your battery levels are too low. Okay, well... Fair enough. I can't do anything else either. Like, it won't let me, And let me change the volume. There's nothing to play. There's a song to play, but it won't let me play it. Let me see if anything happens if I plug my headphones in. Yeah, there's music on there. But like, how do I get to menu? Oh shit, menu! Found the menu. Check it. Is it FM radio? Sistema. Informazione. Lingua. Italiano. Let's get that shit to English. Hey! Reset settings. Player settings. I need to charge. I'm sorry. I've been rewatching a bunch of Dank Pods recently. And he pulled one of these out once out of a bag. But it didn't turn on or whatever. But then he pulled out, at some point he pulled out another like creative Zen from that era. And he charged it fully and he played music on it for like 11 hours. Which is crazy. Okay. VMware. Firmware. Upgrade. I don't know how much the battery needs to charge. It's not a huge battery, by the way. It's a look. 680 milliamp hours. But you know, whatever, monochrome display. Owner, my Zen. Backlight time, 5 seconds. Contrast, 50%. Idle shutdown time, 5 minutes. Touchpad. Configure menu. Information. Creative Zen Micro. Version 1.0006. 5 gigabytes. It says 42 tracks. What other music do you have on here? Menu, music library. Playlist. No, there's no playlist. There's no playlist, buddy. Let's see artists. If only you were here. Look, a bunch of Italian crap. Agnes, Britney Spears, Rihanna, come on, Cascade, Daft Punk, Daniel Powter, Justin Bieber featuring Ludacris, Lady Gaga. What Daft Punk do we have on here? Human after all. Now playing. Is it playing? Yeah, check that shit out. Okay, so now what I'll probably want to get. Do I have like a spare SD card? I don't think so. Yes! What's in here? How much is this? Well, this is 2 gigabytes. That would be a downgrade. The little hard disk that's in here is one of those tiny little, like, micro hard drives, right? Oh, you need to stop playing. And just go back to menu. It's fine. I just need to chill. Oh, it does click. No, it doesn't. That's just the back cover. Extras. What's in extras? Date and time, microphone, organizer, removable disc. Allows you to configure a portion of the drive as portable storage. No, we don't need to do that. I want the whole thing to be portable storage. Trying to say words. I'm so excited now. It's like actually working. Mostly what I want, because I don't need an MP3 player, right? Although, you know, if the bombs drop and I got a little MP3 player, that's actually like USB. Because the other one I have is the Walkman, the little Walkman that I showed off last time. Has a proprietary plug. I don't know where that shit is. This is mini USB. But what I want is I want to understand the menu a little bit, because I want to recreate the menu for the Aruba game. Let's see if we're there. So that's cool, because then I get to play around with that, and I really like that. But yeah, if I get a compact flash card, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Can we upgrade? Do we have enough battery now? Would be nice. Then I wouldn't have to spend any time doing this tomorrow, because I made very little money this week. Upgrading in progress. Oh, sorry. Upgrading in progress. This is... Look. Can we just acknowledge for a second how much of a hacker I am? I have this little device from 2004 that I bought for €5 plus shipping. That other people are selling for 50 to 100 euros, mind you, because I knew it was USB mini. All right? And now I'm like I'm upgrading it in Windows XP through a virtual machine. So it's a device from 2004 running through a mini USB cable that I got from my PlayStation 3 to be able to charge the controllers, because they don't charge from a normal mini USB charger. Running into my modern PC, running Windows 11, that's running a virtual machine running Windows XP that is currently upgrading the firmware. Computers are cool. And this is why AI sucks. You don't need AI for any of this shit. This is radical. It says upgrading firmware. Oh, I want to take a picture of it, because it looks so cool. Come on. Come on, zoom. Not zoom. Focus. Focus. A cool little icon. A little window icon. There's no Zen anymore. That's the problem. Please restart? Oh, it says please restart, but it's restarting it on its own. It's rebuilding the library. Yep. Upgrade complete. But now we have another upgrade to 2.21 or whatever. Let's try that too. Wait, does it mean... No, I still don't have it showing up as a disk, so I need to upgrade it to this one. Oh, firmware upgrade. This firmware update adds Play for Sure functionality and full Windows Media Player 10 capabilities to your Zen Micro. As a Plays for Sure enabled device, your Zen Micro will be recognized in the Microsoft Windows XP systems without having to install drivers or software. Software updates are required if you want to use applications. Blah, 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 blah. Be sure to back up all audio and data files. We're gonna lose all that music. All the Britney Spears and that one Daft Punk song. Might take 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep this baby charging all night, and tomorrow we can test it. Plays for sure devices enable you to enjoy seamless support with any computer running Windows Media Player 10 and Windows XP. No drivers or software needed. Drag and drop songs to Windows Explorer. That's all I need. I do have Windows Media Player 10 installed on the system, don't I? No, I don't. Hold on. I have the installer for that though. Oh, I love how I went from being so bummed out about this stream and like feeling like a total clusterfuck to being an absolute winner. Yeah. No MP3 audio file, please. You can have everything else, but don't have the MP3s. Upgrading database. No, I don't need you anymore. 2. Shit, I already had you launched. Yes. Bye, Italian music. So, like, for a while now, I've been planning to go back to Utrecht for like a little day trip as kind of like a psychological exercise to kind of go back to my old stomping grounds from when I went to art school. And I had the idea of like, hey, make a playlist of like all the music you listened to back then. Fucking everything from Aphex Twin to the Aquabats. But wouldn't it be extra cute if I did it on this? I mean, that's not what I had. I had my phone and then the Walkman MP3 player. But it would be cute to use it, right? Even if, I'd have to upgrade it first, probably. I think. I'd, 30 bucks. 30 bucks. 10 bucks for a 10 bucks for a battery? Maybe? 20 bucks for a compact flash? This is exciting. I am so good on Vinted. I bought 2 authentic DualShock 3 controllers for a total of €5 on Vinted. That were just dirty and shit and ugly. Cleaned them up on the inside, made them work. And then this was $5 also. Because it was sold as broken because the person didn't have a charger. Or didn't have a cable, didn't have a mini USB cable. I have a mini USB cable. I have 2 mini USB cables. And I don't know if changing the cable actually made a difference or it just required more time charging. But I have a perfectly functioning Creative Zen Micro here. That's all mine. YouTube be damned, I'm a winner. I'm a goddamn winner. Upgrading firmware isn't the most exciting thing, though. But yeah, once I have that, like, what I want to test is, do I have drag and drop? Do I have drag and drop in Windows 11? I think the idea is that would work. And then I'm solid, right? Then I'm just like, then I have the perfect MP3 player. It's like 3 times as thick as my phone, but I had a sense too when it wasn't working before, or right quickly before I made dinner. It looked like someone had gone into it already. That someone had opened it up, and I was like, did someone replace the hard drive with a compact flash or an SD card thing already, and they just forgot about it or whatever? No. Someone had gone in it, but connect to the virtual machine. Please. It's a new device now. Cancel. Found new hardware. Wait. Can it be? God, that icon. I haven't seen that in a while. Creative Zen Micro! Media. Ooh. But like... Player is now rebooting, but are you? Are you still doing anything? I might want to touch up the screen too. Because I got some vertical banding going on. I think I could just close you now. Yeah, look, you're not even running. What if I disconnect you? I can't get into the menu anymore. Cancel. You can close. Can I disconnect you? Disconnect. Connect to host. Oh! Music. Okay. You know what we gotta do. Go to game music. Alright. Barbie Wild Horse Rescue OST. Ridge Racer Type 4 OST. Extreme G1. I'll need to make a folder. Let's just do XG1. Take your time, buddy. I think I found like a 32 gig compact flash, maybe 16, on Amazon for $10. Oh, shit! And now I unplug my headphones. Also, is the XG1 MP3s? It might be Flax. I don't think this thing. Oh, Ridge Racer is also Flax. I have a feeling this thing doesn't play Flax. That's okay, we'll figure it out. XG1 is MP3s, okay. Ridge Racer is all flax. Baltor's Rescue is M4A. Alright, this will be a good test, I guess. It's sorting. I shouldn't unplug it. But like play from the music library. Well, let me go to the music library. I'm gonna reset you. Battery's a little warm. Gotta watch out for that. It's a 20-year-old battery. Look at those pixels, baby. Look at those pixels. That's, I'm definitely gonna have that in the game. No, I don't wanna. Select music to play from the music library. Well, yeah, I want to. You're not letting me in. Is something fucked still? Do we need to eject you properly? Probably would have been a good idea, huh? Oh, there's no eject. Oh, selected music. Few details. Demo to volume. Can't get into any menu. I wonder if that's the battery problem again. It's just showing me blank screen. Might be a battery issue. See, that's the other thing is if I replace it with compact flash. No spinny disc. Battery should last a lot longer. Anyway, I think I'm cutting it down there. I'm tired. Nobody's fucking watching. It's okay. Thank you all for hanging out with me. We'll call this one a win. I'll be back next week with more work on the Aruba game. Plenty of stuff to do there. And sorry, my Windows Explorer just crashed. That's always a good sign. Yeah. Thanks, folks. Remember Buggy running beeps, and today's the day. I love you.
Thank you for enjoying the Bob stream. I love you all.